Let me tell you something you already know.
Your player is worth the investment. I'm Dave Kirilov, languageofhitting.com. This is part 2 of a series that I'm drawing attention to hitting patterns and the performance cortex. I want to talk about 3 topics. Number 1, the hitter's perception. Number 2, the tempo and the hitter's natural athletic disposition. And number 3, the product. I have something that's going to help your hitters hit more consistently and hit better in the games. In the book, The Performance Cortex, something the author brings to the audience's attention is this: that perception influences action. Perception is the essence of preparing to respond. On my online video series, I go into great depths into explaining to the audience what is perception. I explain what the hitter should really be thinking about while he's standing or she's standing in the batter's box. So without going into too much detail, here it is. As a batter, I need to immerse my mind with this idea. What space is the ball occupied in now, and what space will the ball be occupied in a matter of a second? When you're standing in a batter's box, this is really the essence. What the hitter has to deal with in his mind is controlling space, controlling where things are now or where things are about to be. Let me give you this word picture. If we're at a table together and we're having dinner, and you say, "Hey Dave, hey, pass me the salt." And I was just trying to be cute, and I sort of slide the salt across the table to you, and it begins to go off the table. Quickly you notice that the salt shaker is falling off the table. You reach out with your hand and stop the salt shaker from slamming into the ground into pieces. How does this happen? It happens because of your sense of perception. You have a sense of where the salt shaker is now and where it's going. It's your sense of space. The more I dig into this, the more I understand how important it is to train perception and what is really responsible for our hitters in making our hitters successful. One last note about perception to share with your hitters. Look at hitting as a contest. The contest is this: it's that ball against your eyes. The hitter's brain must perceive where the ball is now and how it's going to get to the beginning point, where it will be able to see a visual image. The brain really needs to interpret different compositions of different pitchers, and one key element that helps the hitter organize perceptions and different pitching deliveries is understanding the pitcher's common denominator, which is explained in the world's greatest hitting formula. Now, once the brain gets the visual image from the eyes, now the brain can start interpreting and push the ball forward to where it will be at the point of contact. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? I've discovered this: the hardest thing to do in all of sports is to train somebody to be a good hitter when it comes to game time. What helps the hitter to be a really good hitter at game time is the ability to unfold what happens with perception and be able to unfold and train the hitter, to train the brain, to train the eyes, to master perception. Perception is a tool that can be taught. Okay, next topic, number 2, tempo and the athletic disposition of the hitter. Every athlete is wired to do things a certain way. Athletes have a certain disposition that they prefer to, like say for instance, some athletes trust their lower body to get them to perform the action that they're counting on doing. Or sometimes an athlete will count on their upper body to be responsible to help them carry through the assignment of doing an athletic action. There's no wrong way of getting it done, but it's very helpful for the athlete to understand his own or her own body, to rely on this particular area of their structure and anatomy to get things done. For instance, you have some pitchers who are dominantly lower body half pitchers. They rely on their legs to get them through the pitching delivery. Conversely, you have pitchers who are dominant upper body pitchers, and they rely on their shoulders and their arms and their back to get them through to successfully perform their pitching delivery. Now, similar to these athletic dispositions is the tempo of the athletic disposition. There are numerous occasions when I'll go visit I'll do a camp or clinic out of my state in another area, and sometimes after watching several samples of a hitter on one day, we come into day two and I got a good idea of what the hitter's trying to do, what they're relying on, upper body, lower body, and I get an idea and a gauge of what tempo they're really relying upon. I mean, and I'll also throw this in, I understand their dominant eye, how effective their dominant eye is playing a vital role into hitting better. But there are numerous occasions when someone visits me at a clinic or a camp that I'm doing out of my state, or maybe someone from my own area is coming to see me on a regular basis, that I catch something. And I catch something inside of their tempo. And there's two basic tempo models you can hit out of. I go into greater explanation with this in one of my video series, the World's Greatest Hitting Formula. So if you can't get the formula, the best thing to do is to come see me directly. So getting back to what I'm discussing about after day one, or after I've seen this hitter for several occasions, that I've noticed that I have the inspiration to, hey, let's try a different hitting tempo. So we go from one tempo to the next tempo, and it's usually always the case that if I recommend a tempo change, it's inside of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches that the hitter sees a significant difference. And what transpires after a recommended tempo change, the hitter's perception improves, the hitter's timing improves, the hitter's spatial awareness improves, and ultimately you got smooth mechanics. Number 3, the product. What I'm offering to baseball and softball players is 2 online products and the opportunities to visit me at camps or visit me directly one-on-one. The first online product is a series that I call the Best Hitting Drill Ever. There's the 3rd edition and there's the 4th edition. When you get the 4th edition, it comes with the 3rd edition. The 3rd edition is a starting point to improve your perception. It's a starting point to improve your vision. It's a starting point to improve your spatial awareness. And ultimately, it's a starting point to help you give you those results that you want, this lift and launch, and help you to increase your bat speed. My next online product is called the World's Greatest Hitting Formula. This is an extensive look into hitting. It's probably the most innovative, sophisticated, and progressive approach to hitting you will ever find. The World's Greatest Hitting Formula helps the hitter to understand what is the gold nugget to discerning the pitcher's composition, different compositions you'll see from pitchers. It holds the information of the pitcher's common denominator. The other product that I have, another way to learn about the pitcher's common denominator and learn how to find out what is your player's natural athletic disposition and hitting tempo that you hit out of, is this. Come visit me face to face. Come to one of our camps and clinics, or come let me visit you at your home batting cage, or come visit me in my home batting cage, in my indoor facility. The goal of my online products and the goal of seeing me face to face is this: to help your hitter hit better in the games, to be more consistent in games with better production. It's time to make the investment because your player's worth it. Let's help our kids to be as good as they can be while they're still young. I'm Dave Kirilloff, languageofhitting.com. May the Lord bless you.
Said I